Welcome and thank you for joining us. Our guest today is Karen Peterson, Artistic Director and founder of Karen Peterson and Dancers. You are now celebrating 30 years. Congratulations for that. That's a long time and it's a big year for you. Can you tell us a little bit about your company?
Sure. Over the last 8 months, we were getting ready for the company's 30th anniversary. This was supposed to be an incredible event for us with performances at the Sutkin Theater in Naples, master workshops at the Collier County schools. Then we were coming back to Miami-Dade County Auditorium. Uh, and at that time, we were going to premiere 4 works by 4 Floridian choreographers who all work under the umbrella of physically integrated dance. So in total, there were to be 13 dancers, 4 premieres, 4 of my alumni. And on the day that the lighting designer came to the studio, we were given the signal, stop. So there was so much time and energy and financial input put into this 30th anniversary that we are now pivoting and moving it to an online event in October.
So Karen, with the very challenging present situation for basically all of the arts, how is the content that you are going to present, how is that going to be different in the future? What's it going to look like?
I think it's going to be some time until we get back into the theaters. Online, virtual, or pre recorded presentations are the future for dance in the performing arts until we get a vaccine. So, what I'm really excited about in October, we have 5 short works by 2 choreographers and 2 videographers who are working with dancers from all over the world, and we are putting these short 5 to 7, 8 minute dances together in a program, also under the umbrella of a documentary that's being made about Karen Peterson and Dancers' 30-year history in Miami. We have some incredible footage from the early 1990s. This was already in the works for our live performance, but that will also be shown, along with some rehearsal footage that we saved, that we are enhancing, and we're also going to present that.
As we get back into the theaters, obviously audiences who are now banned from theaters, audiences are going to look very, very differently, what a theater looks like. Where do you see the industry going from here?
I really don't know. I was forced to take my dance online and present something virtually, and I think in the future there's going to be both live performance and a sort of a virtual aspect of that. I mean, nothing will ever replace dancers working next to dancers or breathing together or coming in contact with each other, because my work is basically deals with touch and sensation and weight. And you really can't do that online. You really can't do that by yourself. So, dancers and choreographers are very creative people, and I know that we're going to find some really interesting alternatives to the theater.
You presently use film in much of the work that you do. So in what direction are you going to be adding to put more things in a virtual format?
Right now, I'm working with 4 men from all over the world in a new Zoom dance. And I've been sort of following their careers. They're some of the best wheelchair dancers or male dancers that use wheelchairs. And I handpicked them, and we are working on Zoom every single week and probably will come up with 7 to 8 minutes of work. I also created something on my company. Oscar Trujillo, who works with me as a choreographer and a dancer, he's also creating something. So, the creative wheels are still spinning. We are dance makers. We organize movement. We're just having to organize it in a different way. And a lot of the compositional, elements are there. When I take all the dancers' footage from Zoom and I put it in iMovie and I cut it and paste it or rewind it, or that is very similar to what you do in the studio. You do that same thing in the studio. You find movement and you edit the movement. It's the same thing that you would do in iMovie.
It's a different platform, but the process and the passion and the inspiration is really just the same. So it just is, it comes off in a different way.
Well, and because this is a new platform, I think you have more license to make mistakes. I think as the audiences develop, they're going to decide what they want to see and how long they can watch it. But this is a very experimental form, and we'll just have to see over time where it goes and how it develops.
When we get back to what we consider normal for theater, do you think that the virtual season will be part of it?
I definitely think the virtual season will be part of it. One thing is that our reach and our audiences have grown incredibly since we've placed things online. I mean, we've gotten so many likes and hits from all over the country, and more people know about Karen Peterson and dancers than ever before. So it makes sense to continue to go down that pathway and continue the work online.
What are some of the challenges that you face?
Oh boy, challenges. I think trying to remain optimistic and hopeful and to keep the morale of the dancers high. I'm a really good cheerleader, but you have to look at the silver lining and say, that this has happened for a reason and we're going to make the best that we can out of it. And I think creatively, you may see more interesting things happening than ever before, than ever in the past.
I do think it's forcing people to think outside the box. Like it or not, what advice or strategies can you recommend for others that may be in sort of a similar situation?
Listen to your own creative spirit and to do what you feel sort of deep in your heart. And if you want to make a statement that you feel is silly or out of the box or just doesn't work, I would say just go with it, because this is all new technology and we are bound to make mistakes and we are bound to not be perfect. Continue to make the work and don't give up, basically.
Karen, what inspires you? How do you keep going? What drives you?
Well, I really love working with dancers, and I actually love working with dancers online, and I love giving them like creative improvisational images and see what they come up with and how I can shape that and how I can put it together and how music that I find enhances the idea. I mean, I love the creative process. I really trust the creative process. When I'm lost, I'm inspired by the fact that most dancers will just let me be lost. They know that eventually we'll find our way. And we do find our way together because my process is very collaborative too.
I think those are inspiring words for any time, actually, for this time, but also for any time. Well, thank you so much for your time and for your words of wisdom. We very, very, very much appreciate that.